Cassandra Donnelly from Creative Passages, and today I want to share an artwork that I made called I Will Be There. So I'm going to show you how I made that in about 5 minutes or less. I'm going to speed through it. I'm going to narrate it, and then at the end I'm going to give you a prophetic word that God gave me concerning this art. I wrote this out in a little folder which I made. I don't show you making it, but I will explain it in this video. I wrote this prophetic word out on red black tea. Anyway, I'm going to read that to you. So I made this painting as a way to work through my feelings and my stresses and just some of the problems that had me feeling overwhelmed, and the problems that have been kind of long-standing that I don't feel there's been a resolve yet or an answer. God hasn't moved on it yet, but yet I still have the feeling, so I kind of released some of that in this particular painting. So go ahead and watch me make it. All right, so I'm starting off with a collage that I already did, basically at work to show other people how to do collage. And I'm starting out with some thick acrylic red paint, heavy bodied. I can't remember where I got it. And this is golden with the blue color. And I'm adding that as well. I had those chalk pastels there that my mom got me that I wanted to use right there to the left. They're really, really old, but didn't actually use them. So I just want to kind of alter that picture, that collage that I started with, because I don't really like it that much. I basically just rush through those collages to show people how to glue things down and use the oil pastels, but I don't put any thought into it. So now I'm going to add a collage on top of the collage and alter it further. What I'm using as my collage pieces are other artworks that I already had made. Sometimes I print them out and use them as printables, and sometimes I just take the original artwork and rip it up. So that's what I'm using, and then sometimes it's jelly prints that I collage with. Sometimes I'll use scrapbooking paper, but most of this so far is my own art. And sometimes I'll use papers that I get from the Dollar Tree. Sometimes I have nice fiber papers. So this is tissue paper I'm gluing on now, and that's a fiber paper. It's mulberry paper. I'm gluing them back to the tissue paper again. And now I'm putting a little ribbon on there and another piece of tissue paper. And I'm using cellulose glue to glue everything down. That's just an old piece of scrapbooking paper. It's vellum, I think. And I really like that piece. And that's just another piece. I might have bent one of my jelly prints. I'm trying to stick that piece of vellum paper down a little bit better. So you can see this is turning into a whole different artwork. So I'm going to add gesso now, the white gesso, to kind of blend those pieces in a little bit better. And I start off trying to use a brush, but then I change my mind and decide that my finger can actually blend it better, and I'd like it to kind of fade into the background a little bit, so it'll make those pieces kind of more cohesive with the background in the overall artwork. So of course, after I get that gesso on there, then I have to dry it. I basically in this video just show you when I use the heat gun to dry things, but I don't really show you the entire time of the drying process. So this process again with the gesso almost changes the look of it completely. All right, so now you see my dryer. I just showed you just a couple seconds of it. And now it seems like part of my process got cut off, and it wasn't because I was cutting out my head. That this process, maybe my phone had died, I'm not sure. But I added some watercolor paints, and I sprayed things down with Fix-A-Tint. Fix-A-Tint, I always get that word mixed up. And I'm going back over with the cellulose glue so that everything stays down really good. And now I want to add some beads with, some just little plastic beads with the Fabric-Tech glue. So this part takes a while for me to do. And before I added that, I did go back and add a little bit more color, I think, to my painting and a few more collage pieces. Trying to think what I added the color with. It probably had a little bit of oil pastel, might have had some pan pastels on there, and then I might have also used more acrylic paint to color, that background and make everything blend in, with the blues and the purples. So I also used some of the glass bead medium that you saw, and I basically just used a palette knife to get that on there, and I just bunched it up in different places just to kind of give it a little bit of texture. And now I'm adding these beads as well. I looked at it. You see those dots there? Oh, that's the other thing. I added painter pens to this and permanent markers and put some mark making on it. And then you see those dots. I thought the beads would look nice next to it, so that's what I have there.
Alright, this is where it sits in my trauma journal. I made a little pocket with the word that goes to it. This is the other artwork that I showed you last. This is Unforgotten. And there's another video about that. And then this one is, it will be there. So God gave me a prophetic word of comfort. So I made this little pocket for it. This is made out of my momigami paper, and there's another video showing you how I used acrylic inks and acrylic paint and distress oxide inks to create it. And then there's another video or several videos showing you how I momigami. So this was actually the back of this paper started off as some scrap paper that I was using from a jelly print. Well, anyway, but sometimes it's those scrap papers that I feel compelled to use anyway. I like the color next to this. I thought, the colors matched pretty well. So for this, all I did was fold the momigami paper to make a little pocket, and then I just glued a piece of scrap paper that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I inked the edges, and then I got this butterfly from Temu and I glued that on there. I thought it matched nicely. I hand stitched this fuchsia thread throughout it. I wanted to use my sewing machine, but I couldn't get it the needle threaded, so I got frustrated, and I thought it'll be faster to hand sew it. Then I just glued this ribbon down because that color matches nicely with these colors, and I glued another ribbon down as well, kind of like a furry one. I love all the furry stuff. And then I made a little enclosure here by just gluing those ribbons down to the inside and putting some washi there just to kind of keep it from the glue from sticking that pocket together. So then here I have my prophetic word. This is black tea, but it's red black tea that I dyed it with, and I have a video coming up that will show you how I did that. You can see there's an imprint. I used stencils, and I also used paper doilies. This one's a stencil though. So I'm going to read this prophetic word to you while you look at my art. I'll just show you real quick. This was the back of it. And this is just multimedia paper. So this is what the Lord said to me on September 8th, 2024. In your pain, I will be there. You're never alone. I have not left you or abandoned you. You are not an orphan. I'm working behind the scenes. What seems insurmountable to you is not. Nothing is too hard for me. It may seem like you're in over your head, but I've got you. You're with me. With my power in you, you can overcome anything. Stay close beside me so you can hear my answers and instructions. I have the remedy. Do not think that your struggle and perseverance go unnoticed. Do not think that I turned a blind eye and a cold shoulder. That is the furthest thing from the truth. I am intimately acquainted with your suffering. I have been with you to breathe life into you when you feel like you can't go on. I have been your strength. I am your strong tower and safe haven. I will never depart from you. I have ordered your steps. You do not realize this, but this trial is working out great things in you. When the time comes, you shall see your just reward. For I turn all the ugly things into something beautiful. All the parts of your life are being woven together. I'm putting the pieces together and creating order out of chaos. The time will come when you will reap your rewards and promises will be fulfilled. Hold on to my hand so we can walk there together. Your loving Father, God.
So I hope this prophetic word was encouraging to you and uplifting. Sometimes we do go through tough trials, but God promises that He will always be with us, and He is so faithful. He's not going to leave us abandoned, but He's going to strengthen us and help us with whatever it is that we're going through. And He's going to provide an answer for us. And He keeps giving me um, this encouragement every time I make art. He speaks, something to this effect. And so He just wants us to honestly work through our feelings with Him, and then He'll strengthen us and encourage us. So be blessed. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to me. If you really enjoyed this video, consider liking it, consider subscribing. I'm going to have other videos that you also might enjoy. Don't hesitate to ask questions or leave me feedback. I love comments. I respond to all of them. And so, hope you're enjoying your day and that you've enjoyed this video. Bye, everybody.